Have you ever had a hard time cleaning your water bottle because the neck is too narrow and your hand doesn't fit? I find this to be particularly frustrating when I drink smoothies and forget to rinse my bottle out right away. It's impossible for me to get a sponge, let alone my hand, down to the bottom of the bottle. Hi, my name is Claire Diller, and I'm going to make a water bottle liner that can easily be removed and cleaned, eliminating the need for my hand to squeeze in and out of the water bottle. My goal with this concept was to make something similar to silicone baking pans and candy molds. They are flexible and can easily be turned inside out to get hard to reach corners. I designed it to be a narrow tube that would fit inside a bottle. I also planned to have it come up slightly above the top of the bottle and have a small lip to prevent leaking. This simple shape has a lot of room for variability, as I foresaw myself needing to change the design as I went. Also, that meant that my mold could be simple, so I could spend less time making the mold and more time making different variations of my product. I chose to use a 2-part silicone putty from Michaels because I figured that a putty would make it easier for me to shape it how I wanted and is food safe. Generally, this silicone is used as a mold to make products rather than be the product, so I didn't have a clear idea of what the durability and flexibility of the silicone would be after it's set. I decided to do multiple trials, varying the shape and thickness to find the geometry that would be durable and still accomplish what I wanted it to. I started with a small amount to test the material properties before attempting a full-scale prototype. This 2-part putty is mixed in a 1-to-1 ratio. According to the instructions, I had about 2 minutes once it was blended together to get the shape right before it began to set. I formed the putty over a small glass, making it as even as possible. After about 20 minutes, I gently released the shape from the cup. It ripped a tiny bit at the top, but once it was removed, it held its shape. It was much closer to the flexible mold feel than I anticipated, and it flipped easily inside out. Unfortunately, the ends were pretty easy to rip, and 2 minutes is very short to mold the putty just by squishing it on the mold. To alleviate these problems for my next trials, I rolled the putty out on the table and cut it into smaller strips before forming it on the mold. After 3 more trials, I figured out the proper shape and thickness that would work best. The final product made was a narrow funnel shape. I made the mold with a Starbucks glass and half a contact solution container. They fit together but could be taken apart once the silicone was set for easy release. I rolled out the putty and wrapped it around the mold as a sheet rather than the strips. This gave me less spots I had to seal and allowed me to make the thickness more even. Finally, a product that worked how I had hoped. If you remember from my original design, I had intended to make a lip that would go above the cup to seal it. However, that proved to be difficult to form and the liner sat flush in the bottle anyway. I trimmed the edges to make them smooth, then tried it with a smoothie. So here we have it, a water bottle liner that can be removed and washed so I don't have to shove my hand in this narrow bottle to clean it. Thanks for watching.